Hello and welcome to another AIC video. Today is going to be the first in a multi-part series. I have on the right here a Lenovo Legion Slim 7 that Lenovo sent me for review. When I posted that on the subreddit, I had a ton of people asking how they can get a free one. This isn't mine. I have to set it back. This is a review unit. If you want to get review units from Lenovo, build up a channel with an audience first and then start asking for media contacts. Anyways, you can't just get these for free. At least I've never gotten one to keep for free. This one is my Lenovo Legion 7, and I paid my own good hard-earned money for this laptop. I paid a lot of money for it. So this is the review unit. This is mine. I paid for this. This I have to send back. I went ahead, I opened them up. I want to show you the internals. Now I've been doing some testing on them, and looking at some internals definitely makes some of that interesting. We'll talk about that when we get to the actual testing. Okay. Now, as far as opening them, the Legion has, what was that? 10 screws, 4 in the back, 4 in the front, 2 on either side. The 4 in the front are smaller than the rest of them. The rest are, this one, magnet, this one, there you go, are the same size. For the Slim, you only have 8 screws and they are all the same size, which is nice. You don't have to worry about putting them in the wrong hole. But with the Legion 7, it is just 2 sizes, and the 4 go in the front and the rest go everywhere else. So it's not too bad. I've had way worse laptops. I've had like 6 different sizes of screws. Now, this time I went ahead, I got this little guitar pick thingy with a kit to replace the battery for an iPhone. And this is crap. I'm never using this again. I'm going to go back to using like an old debit card or gift card for that, because this trash. And then I have just a Phillips head screwdriver. Been using this one for a while. My other one finally gave up the ghost, died on me. So that's the screwdriver I've been using. Now, as far as opening the cases, for the Slim, I found it easiest to open it just a crack here at the back, and then pop down the back and the sides, and then it actually slides up and then lifts out. So in this one, you start from the back after you remove the screws, get it loose on the sides and the back, and then lift up and it pops up just a little bit. I'll show you the bottom here in just a second. I don't want to give up the goods just yet. But this has to slide up. You can't lift it from the front edge. You will break those clips. Now on the Legion here on the left, it's different in that you open it from the front and then it hinges at the back. So once you unscrew all the screws, you can just lift up from the front and it will hinge open towards the back. Now I will go ahead and show you the panels real quick. On mine, the very first time I opened it, I did break a couple of clips here versus these ones here. And that's because I did open it incorrectly, and I was moving around too much and broke these on this side. Doesn't seem to affect it much at all, if any at all, but it did cause those to break. All right, and then here, this is what I'm talking about. These clips right here will break if you try to just lift up. You have to hinge and then pull up, and then it also latches here. So it will actually stick here until you pull towards the back to lift that up. All right, let's go ahead and actually remove the covers from both of them so we can see the goods. All right, so again, on the left we have the Legion, and on the right we have the Slim. And a couple things right off the bat that you notice: the Legion has more of a vapor chamber, while the Slim is using heat pipes for the cooling. A little bit of a vapor chamber here, but definitely heat pipes going to the heat sinks themselves. The fans also do not look the same. I haven't measured them. I literally just pulled them off, but they don't look the same. And I think the ones on the Legion are a little bit bigger. And there are some heat pipes here come around the outside edge, but this part is that vapor chamber. Next thing that you'll notice, this is something that somebody asked. I'll link to it in the description, the conversation on the Legion subreddit. But somebody asked me about the SSD on the Slim, and unfortunately, you see here, it is wrapped in foil. And I'm not going to remove that. This is, like I said, a loaner. I'm not going to remove it, and removing it would probably rip that label anyways. Well, I don't know if you noticed, this is true on both of them where the SSDs are, but I'll just show you this one on the Slim. You have a little bit of a heat pad here, and then this one is covered still for if you want to add a second SSD here. So you have a little heat transfer pad there so that the backplane can act like a heat sink for your SSDs. All right, so SSDs, the fans, heat sinks, or heat pipes versus vapor chamber. The next thing you'll notice is the battery. So the Legion has a 5180 milliamp hour battery. The Slim has, I saw it earlier, a 4460 milliamp hour battery. So this is a much smaller battery, and the battery life between these two is massively different, like significantly, like double. One gets double the battery life of the other. Tell me which one you think it is down in the comment section below. We'll definitely do a battery head-to-head on this. I've already tested it. I already know the answer, but I will let you guys tell me what you think it is. All right, so the next thing we're looking at is the RAM. I went ahead and removed these covers because they're kind of a pain to get on and off, so I won't put them back on camera because I don't want to embarrass myself. But one thing you'll notice is that on the Legion, we have 2 slots. Now, both of mine are populated with 16 gig DIMMs. On the Slim, we have just 1 slot. Now, it is an 8 gig DIMM, but this laptop has 16 gigs, so that means that there's 8 soldered to the system board. This isn't my favorite thing. I wish that if they're going to solder it to the system board, it should be something extravagant, like 16 gigs, maybe even 32 gigs soldered to the board. And then if you want more than that, you can add it. I'm going to have to double check Lenovo's website to see if you can get what you can get as far as it being soldered to the board. If you can get more, I would absolutely get whatever the maximum you get soldered to the board, and then add your RAM. Because in this case, when we add another DIMM, we have a maximum limit, right? So it's whatever this DIMM can hold, which I think the current largest capacity you can have right now is 32 gigs. I double check that. Yeah, it's 32. I don't think they have 64 gig ones. Sorry, working on servers, you can get pretty crazy DIMMs, but so 32 gigs, or 32 gigs. So you max out at 40 gigs, where this one with 2, you have 2 32 gigs, and you have 64 gigs. So if you do anything that is RAM intensive, this is the better system because you get dual channel through all 64 gigs of RAM, where this, you do still get, even if you were to come back and put a 16 gig DIMM in here or even a 32, you do get dual channel RAM up until you hit that capacity of the smaller one, and then it drops off to single channel. And so you will have a performance hit, and RAM speeds are very important. This is an AMD laptop, and the RAM speeds and having dual channel RAM, things like that, very important for the performance of this laptop. Now, for 90% of people, I don't think that would matter, but if that CPU performance really matters, that RAM performance really matters, this is definitely something to consider, is the fact that you only get 1 available upgrade slot, or it's not even available, it's populated, but only 1 slot you can upgrade, and then the other portion is soldered. So another thing to look at on here is the speakers. So there's a significant speaker difference between these two systems. So I just want to show that looks like the size of the physical speaker is about the same, but the housing in which the speaker lives, show that a little bit closer, is quite a bit different. See that speaker housing there at an angle. So as far as my RAM goes, in mine, since we can see that, it is Western Digital. These are 1 terabyte drives. Is a SN730 Pyrite. All right, so that is the hardware difference between these two laptops. You have, again, the heat sinks versus vapor chamber and heat sinks, bigger battery versus smaller battery, 2 available slots versus 1. This one came pre-populated with 2 M.2 drives. This has 1 populated, but you can obviously add 2 if you choose to purchase it that way. Speaker difference, overall general layout of the system. At this point, it's up to you guys what I demonstrate next. I decided to do this first because I think it's fairly simple and kind of gives you an idea of what questions you may have as far as performance and things like that. Like I said, I'll link to the Reddit discussion where I first asked the question for anybody who wants to discuss it there. And yeah, let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to know about these systems. I'll do my best to answer those. Obviously, they have newer versions or newer hardware versions of the Legion 7. The Slim is a current model. They still sell this, but then they also have, I think, with either the 11th gen or I think it has the 11th gen. I'll have to double check that, but it does have a newer CPU. So obviously my performance won't match that one since I have a 10th gen. Anyways, again, comments, questions, thoughts, let me know down in the description. I will do my best to answer those. The more things you ask me, the better response I can give you. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.